Now that I've got you all in a good mood, since, after all, who doesn't love watching Riven players get outplayed, I'm going to go ahead and disappoint you a little bit by letting you know up front that this is just an update video, but wait, please don't go. In today's video, I want to answer some of the frequent questions I've been getting lately, as well as outlining the direction for the various pieces of content I've been creating, where I want to take them all in the future. And I know this all sounds very, very boring, but if you stick with me through the boring stuff, I promise I'll give you something special and fun at the end. At the end of this video, I'm going to go ahead and also talk a little bit about my thoughts on the current content scene in League of Legends and all the drama that's been going around with every single League YouTuber and streamer quitting the game, and what I think about everyone's opinions on all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for the juicy drama, but let's go ahead and just get some of this boring stuff out of the way. So starting this off, we have a few announcements. I want to just go down a list and tell you guys each of the pieces of content I'm creating, because not everyone knows about all of them, and I want to further describe and outline the direction that I'm going to be taking each one of them in the future. Firstly, on our main YouTube channel, GBay99, we are going to be swapping to doing some daily-ish videos, which I will explain and expand on that a little bit in just a moment. Secondly, we have moved our stream over to Facebook, if you did not already know. I've been streaming on Facebook for the past 3 months now, I think, and I've been having a lot of fun streaming over there. I've been partnered with Facebook now and getting to be an early adopter for the streaming platform that they're rolling out, and it's really exciting. I'm having a lot of fun doing so. We're also uploading a few original videos to our Facebook page that are mostly full gameplay commentaries and some replay analysis. We average about 2 of those a week. I know not everyone likes Facebook, not everyone is down to suck the zuck, but I've been having a lot of fun streaming there. I'm actually able to stream in a higher quality on Facebook than I was able to stream on either Twitch or Own3D.tv, which I've been having a lot of fun doing so. Their streaming service is still in a pretty early beta, and they're rolling out a number of features that aren't live yet, so I understand if not everyone wants to watch my stream over there, but I've just been complaining about Twitch for so many years now. It feels so nice to finally be liberated, finally be free, and go to a competitor. Third on the list, we've also recently done an update to our Patreon. Our Patreon page is now exclusively, almost exclusively, for the podcast, and the podcast is open to anyone who pledges any amount. You no longer have to pledge $10. The podcast is the one thing I've enjoyed doing the most on our Patreon page. I do a weekly podcast over there, and I wasn't really consistently hitting the monthly Q&As, the monthly polls for future content, and stuff like that, so I just eliminated all the reward tiers. If you want to pledge $1 over there and get access to a weekly podcast, then feel free to do so. No obligation, but yeah, I appreciate any of you who do. And last but certainly not least, we are going to be consistently uploading again on our second channel. We recently got a perfect flag test, which I've been trying to get a perfect flag test for a very, very long time, so I'm excited to finally be 100% good at flags. But whether it be flags, whether it be political discussion, whether it be NFL discussion, whether it be, you know, any one of my numerous other interests or hobbies, investing or finance or whatever, I'm going to try and consistently upload content onto the second channel and have just an outlet for talking about that kind of stuff. Those are the 4 big announcements. Second channel being utilized more often for other hobbies that are not League of Legends or gaming related. The Patreon podcast is now open to anyone who pledges $1 or more. Our Facebook stream is on Facebook, of course, and we're also uploading those additional videos for any of you who want extra content for free. And of course, let's talk and expand a little bit more about the plan for the main channel, GBay99. So to reiterate, I want to aim to get somewhat daily-ish videos out on the main YouTube channel. I don't want to promise a video every single day, because I've done that before and eventually you burn out. No matter how long you can keep it up, maybe you keep it up for a week, a month, a year, you eventually burn out and you're not able to keep it going consistently. So I don't want to promise a video every single day, but I do want to be getting more frequent videos out. Recently, I went back and rewatched some of the videos that I made back when I was making daily videos, and I kind of found myself enthralled about, like, they were really good videos. They were really interesting videos. They didn't belabor any points. They didn't take themselves too seriously, and they were pretty consistent content that I got out on a daily basis. I think when I look at myself as a YouTuber, I kind of have to come to terms with the fact that I'm not some sort of big fancy montage editor. Like, the videos I make don't need a long period of time to create. I'm not creating any sort of Captain Christian style videos where I need to spend an entire month researching and editing a video to put out this great art piece on YouTube. A lot of the content that I make is a lot more lighter. It's a lot lighter and a lot more suited for daily consumption. I'll be experimenting a little bit with the kinds of content I put out. Maybe we'll put out some sort of discussion videos frequently. Maybe we'll put out more gameplay commentaries, full gameplay commentaries, cut gameplay commentaries. Maybe we'll do more analysis or guides on items, champions, and strategies. I'm still not too sure, but I want to get back to experimenting with, let's say, 5 videos a week. Like maybe taking a day or 2 off every week if I have to go and do something else, but I want to see if I can consistently put out videos because I think that's what my content is really suited for. Like my last video about League of Legends and whether the game is dying or not. Like, yeah, that is a pretty interesting video, and maybe that one of those videos a week is kind of interesting, and maybe that'll be, you know, interesting enough for everyone to watch. But at the same time, that video didn't really need a week's preparation to make, and I don't really think it's good enough content to deserve an entire week. I can make stuff more frequently. I want to try and make stuff more frequently, and I think if I do get consistent videos out like that, if I'm making 5 videos a week, then I'm sure you guys will be a lot more receptive to maybe one of those videos being something that's not League related, and maybe I'll go play Battlerite for one of those videos a week, or maybe I'll go play some new game or something I want to try out. I don't know. I feel like that's the direction that my content should go, and that's where I want to try taking the channel, at least for now, and if it fails massively, then we can go back to the old way of doing things. But anyway, there we go. Big announcements out of the way. Let's get into the juicy stuff, starting off by talking about what I think of League of Legends currently, what I think of the League of Legends scene on YouTube, and what I think of all the other content creators that think they're so hoity-toity for quitting the game. Firstly, I kind of feel like I'm taking crazy pills because everyone's complaining about League, but right now, I think League of Legends is really in a great spot. At least top lane, let's say. Top lane has 2 tanks in like the top 20 that are considered viable. Maybe 3, depending on the day you look at OPGG. But right now, I think there's Singed that's very good. I think Sion is still kind of good. And you can maybe play Malphite if you get a counter pick. But other than that, every tank in the game is pretty garbage. And playmaking champions are dominating the meta. Stuff like Camille, stuff like Darius, stuff like Aurelia, stuff like even Riven, I think is... I've seen a Riven more frequently than I've seen a Maokai. I may expand on some of these comments in a future dedicated video, but even some of the tanks that we're seeing, stuff like Singed, that's just a reaction to the fact that a lot of these playmaking champions are very poor in the early game. Like the tanks we're seeing are not being played because tanks are overpowered. The tanks we're seeing are actually being played because they're strong laners. You play Singed right now not because you want a tank on your team. You play Singed because he can really abuse the hell out of some of the weak early game champions like Fiora, Aurelia, Camille. These are all champions that are garbage early game and can get countered by a high damage early game tank like Singed. So as much as I like to be the guy who loves to complain about tanks and how they're repressing bruisers top lane, they really aren't anymore. Top lane is in a pretty good spot. There are still frustrating champions that are, you know, tough to deal with sometimes. Camille can be annoying, Gangplank's still annoying, Darius can be annoying, but I mean, they aren't that bad. And right now, a lot of the bruisers are the champions that are shining top lane and carrying games. And I don't know why anyone's still complaining about the meta. This is one of the things I find so puzzling about a lot of the people who are saying that League of Legends is an awful game, that it's less fun than it's ever been before, and that it's completely dead. There are still very frustrating mechanics, and Riot's balance team is completely baffling. The way they refuse to nerf stuff like Janna, the way that they just make shields the most overpowered and annoying thing in the game. Like, yeah, there are still annoying mechanics in League, but there have always been annoying mechanics in League. Back in Season 2, back in Season 3, whatever your golden age was, there are still annoying mechanics in League. In Season 2, we had dodge still, dude. We had dodge. You could actually just completely RNG someone and get a free kill or live just not through skill, but through actual random luck. I think a lot of the people that are quitting the game now aren't necessarily quitting the game because the game is actually somehow a million times worse now than it was previously. I think the game is better now than it was previously in pretty much every season, apart from a few different mechanics that are, of course, still very annoying, but overall, the game is very fun right now. The game is very fluid, and I think that people quitting the game are just getting bored of it. You know, maybe they're playing the game for the wrong reasons. Maybe they have some sort of personal, you know, problem, like their favorite champion got reworked, or maybe their role isn't as good as bot lane right now because Riot just loves jerking off bot lane all day. For people that are actually quitting the game, though, not naming any names, but people that are quitting the game because they don't think that you can do fun stuff without getting flamed, or because they think that, you know, it's not as fun to play with friends friends and to have a good time with friends in the game. Like, yeah, that's something that you can do. You can play League of Legends for many different reasons, but at the end of the day, League of Legends was really built to be a competitive game, and if you're not playing for competitive reasons, if you don't have any sort of desire or drive to win the game or to climb in rating, then yeah, you're gonna get bored with it eventually, because the game's not really catered to you. It's honestly funny that so many people for so long claimed that League was the casual game and that Dota 2 was the real competitive experience that was so much better than League because it was so much more competitive, and League was just way too casual, way too much about having fun and not serious enough. And now you have a bunch of people quitting the game because they think League is way too competitive and not fun enough or whatever. A lot of these thoughts aren't very coherent. They're not really structured. Like, I'm not using a script when making this video. A lot of these are just offhand comments. So I'm sure there are plenty of other YouTubers that could probably pick apart every little word that I'm saying and point out how I'm so ludicrously wrong. But if you really dig deep, I think a lot of the facts will back me up here. League of Legends was not better in previous seasons compared to now. Like, maybe in season 6 or season 7 or something. I don't know what season we're in. Season 8. Maybe in season 6 or season 5, the game was slightly better than it is now. But for the people that think like season 2, season 3 was the best thing ever, season 2, season 3, the game was so much less balanced. The game was so awful with so many different problems. Like, maybe if you were an assassin player, then those were your glory days. But overall, for the majority of players, the game is in a much better spot now than it was previously. You're allowed to not have fun with the game, you're allowed to quit the game for whatever reason you want, or you can quit the game for absolutely no reason whatsoever. But I think it's kind of disingenuous for people to start complaining and pretending like League of Legends is just on this path straight to death, that the game will be completely non-existent in a couple of years because Fortnite is just going to steal all the player base and the game is completely dead, yada yada yada. Yeah, I don't really buy it. That's what my last video was about, though. You guys can go watch that. I'm kind of repeating some of those points here. But anyway, my point here for this video is that I'm not going anywhere. I still love the game. League of Legends is still actually really fun, and I might be having more fun playing the game right now than I've ever had before, and I don't really understand the big hype over everyone quitting the game. As I explained in this video, I'm going to be producing a lot of content that's not League of Legends related, but that's more so because I have a lot of things that I really enjoy talking about that aren't League of Legends related. I love the NFL. I can't wait for the NFL draft. I love investing and politics and debating shit and talking about other video games and playing other video games, and there's a number of different interests that hold my interest, so I may start producing some content on other related things. But League of Legends is still my favorite game right now. I don't really play anything other than League of Legends and some RuneScape, so I'm not going anywhere, and I hope you guys are looking forward to all the future content that I produce here and elsewhere. Anyway, though, I think I've rambled on long enough. I hope you guys all enjoyed watching this video. I hope it made you excited for the future. I will see you all in the future, but until then, thank you very much for watching. Good luck in solo queue, and have a wonderful day.